You got something up your sleeve.
What you didn't know was you were surprising your father-in-law Steve.
The best part of waking up is for the
Yeah, girl, get it. You got the music. Let's go. Get your shout on, girl. Whew. Let me tell y'all something. If you go to church and you be shouting all the time, let me tell you, because I grew up in the church. I don't go to do church too much right now. But let me tell you something. A lot of y'all, the only exercise that you get is when you're shouting. And that shout only lasts for 1 minute. You need to prolong that shout. You need to be able to shout for like 5-10 minutes. So this jump rope will be very good for church people, okay? Y'all be shouting and stuff in your church. Y'all better come and get this jump rope. It'll improve your stamina so you don't have to be like, whoo! And then 30 seconds later, you're ready to pass out. You need to get your aerobics up. You need to get your exercise up, okay? So that you can shout a little longer, okay? You don't want to shout for 35, 32 seconds, and then you all winded out because that's the only exercise you get, okay? So get yourself a jump rope, right? And get yourself a jump rope and jump in sets of 100, right? So that you can have stamina to give your God the praise for like 2, 3, 4 minutes, okay? You don't want to be like... It'll take you forever to get your breath back, you know? So get your jump rope, okay? Get you a jump rope and start doing you some jumps so that you can shout a little longer, okay? You don't want to give God praise for 32 seconds. You know, you want to be able to shout for like 5 minutes straight, you know what I'm saying? All right. I got to start offering these classes to the church people. I got to start coming. Jump rope for the saints, okay? All right.
10 minutes completed. Our calories 220
marketing jump rope for the church saints. Should I start that new class? Because I know, let me tell you, I'm sorry, y'all. I got to preach to y'all today, okay? Now, I know that there are a lot of people in the church. They sick, right? And the only reason why I'm going this route is because the music is on, number one. And number two, y'all need this too. You know what I'm saying? I have a history. I grew up in this thing, right? And as I got older, people are preaching about the high blood pressure, the diabetes, and all that good stuff. Now, I did have one pastor, right? And he used to talk about how he came off of high blood pressure medications and how he used to be on a whole pill, went to half a pill, things like that. But this particular pastor I had, what he did is he showed or demonstrated to the people, to the congregation, how he was trying to eliminate his blood pressure, his high blood pressure medication. He used to encourage the audience, hey, exercise. He used to encourage the audience, hey, stop eating pork. He used to encourage the audience through his lifestyle. Now, in the earlier days, I don't remember him doing that, but as he started progressing, he started telling the congregation, and that's when they started implementing jump rope classes. Not jump rope classes, they started implementing exercise classes. But now, I'm starting to see some preachers, and they're preaching, ask for your healing to get off of this medication and that medication. But what are you doing to help your congregation? You know what I'm saying? You can't walk around saying, do this, do that, do that, and you looking like you ain't doing half of anything. You can't just say, pray, pray, pray. You got to have some action behind that prayer. And like me, for example, let me tell you, diabetes, the way it runs through my family is sick. My father had diabetes. His mother and his father had diabetes. His sister had diabetes. And this is not really to shame them, but it's just to say that, yes, it's a family history. But I already told myself a long time ago, I will not be injecting myself with no insulin. I do not like shots. When I go to the doctor, I'm still this type of person. That's still me. You know what I'm saying? I told myself, if I have to give myself insulin, I'd rather just die. I can't do it. You know, and even with my aunt, they had to cut off her leg. My aunt's husband, they cut off his legs. My father, had he stayed alive, I think that was the route that he was going, because at the end of his life, he couldn't stand. And it's like I said, this is not to shame my family members, not at all. I love my family. I miss my dad, y'all. I miss my dad, miss my grandma, miss my aunt, miss all of them. I miss my grandfather. I miss everybody. But this thing that's going on, it don't have to pass on to you, okay? High blood pressure. Like I said, I was diagnosed as a pre-diabetic. Let me tell you, I was diagnosed as a pre-diabetic, and that woke me up. I was like, oh, shucks, this is not going to happen. So I started redoing the things. But and then too, what happened at that time is I was working 2 full-time jobs, meaning I wasn't able to exercise, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't eating right. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that came from. And then the stress. Okay, and the reason why I was working 2 jobs because I was stressed about my finances. Duh. So I quit what I did. In light of that, I quit my second job. I was like, you know what, to hell. If I have to sacrifice as far as my money is concerned, I don't care. If I have to struggle, I don't care. I'd rather live, you know what I'm saying, than struggle working 2 jobs. So I ended up quitting the one job, and then I have other skills. I have things that I can do to make myself money. I teach my jump rope classes. I have my jump ropes. I have other things within the health and wellness arena in which I help to make money. And the only thing about it is that you have to work. You have to work. You have to work. People sit here and think that all these businesses completed. Are a scam. It's not a scam. You have to work. Just like when you go to your job, you go to your, hey V, you go to your job, right? You have to work a week or 2 before you get a check. You're not going to just go to your job one day, do work, and be like, give me my money. That's not how it works unless you have that kind of arrangement on your job. And the same thing as these business opportunities. And this is a perfect time while you may be at home just chilling. If you want to start an online business, this is the perfect time to start. So anyway, back to my whole point. You got to work. Whatever you do, you got to work. So anyway, I had this high blood pressure, right? And the doctor got me on medication. I don't take the medicine because I found other things that I take, and I'm losing my weight. So January this year, I was 246. Now I'm about like 235-ish ballpark. But I'm doing the things that I need to do to get off this medication because I don't need it, okay? So if you are going back to my original point, if you are in the church, or if, you know, whatever the case may be, they say faith without works is dead, right? You have to do the work. You can't just pray and say, oh Lord, please take this high blood pressure away. Please take this diabetes away. No, you got to do something. You got to move your body. You have to eat right. You have to sleep. You have to stop stressing. You have to do the things in your power to do in order to get these things. So if you, for example, start doing the right things, right? Then maybe some of this high blood pressure, maybe the number will go down, or whatever numbers you're looking for, maybe the number will go down, or you start exercising, and maybe your blood sugar, it'll regulate itself, but you got to do the work, okay? Anyway, back to my jumper real quick. I got 400 more to do.